Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about pop-up boxes. Well, we're not going to talk about it, I'm going to show you how to make one from scratch. You're going to need a 10 by 7 inch piece of card for a card blank, and then some matting and layering, and then whatever you want to use. These will go with die cuts, with stamped images that you've cut out, anything like that. Paper kits are brilliant for it, your little hunky-dory books. Also you can use flowers, you know, like your prepaid, when you buy them they're already made up, silk flowers, that kind of thing. So you can put anything into these and they're really good fun to do. But before I start and show you the tutorial, I'm just going to let you know that if you really love the one that I've made here, it is actually a concept card that I sent on Etsy that I designed. So you can see here we've got the black outline, and you would just cut that out and the instructions would tell you where to score it, etc., and things like that. And then there's your daffodils. So I actually put my daffodils onto the tab. We're not going to do that because that's not how you do it, but I've got 2 layers and then all the decoupage and a couple of butterflies on there. So I'll put the link in the description if you're interested in that one. But for now we're going to get started and make one from scratch, which is obviously how I designed it. So it's not a new concept, like I say, but I've just decided to do it this way, the way I like it. I'll just talk through that. When I do these score lines in a minute, I'm going to have it quite low down. You can go as much as halfway. So this bit can be halfway, which would be at 3.5 inches. I'm doing it at 2.5 with a 2-inch flap coming down because I wanted to see a bit of the picket fence and things like that. But you can do it and you can score it. When I tell you to do it 2.5, you can go ahead and do it 3.5 and then cut that in half again so that they flap over. So you can make it different to how you want it. A lot of them are square, but I'm making mine rectangular just because I like being different. So anyway, let's get started on that. So first of all, what we're going to do is take our white card, and I'm going to start it this way, and what we're going to do is we're going to score at 1.5 inches, then again at 5 all the way down, 6.5 all the way down, and then 10 all the way down, like that. This is going to be our little tab, our back panel and things like that. And then we need to turn the card around, but we're not going to score this section. So if you were doing like the concept card, this would be where the printed blue image is, the tall blue image. That's the back of the card. So you're only going to score up to this line here, which is at the 6.5. But you'll see your score lines as you go. Now, like I said here, you can score at 3.5 if you want it to be halfway and keep it whole and just make the cuts in a minute like that. So it doesn't have to be like mine, but I'm going to show you how I did mine. So I did mine at 2.5, and then I cut another 2 inches after that. So I'll cut it at 4.5. I'm going to do a score line there so I know where to cut. So I got 2.5 and 2, but like I say, you could just do 1 at 3.5 and then do the cuts I'm about to make here. So I also need to know up here where 4.5 is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, because this is our little tab. Actually, I want to know 2.5, don't I? 2.5. There. So I know where the tab is. Now, all you need to do, I'll move the scoreboard actually, all you need to do is just cut off the edge part where the tab is, but keep your tab in place. So we're just going to put a little diagonal bit to that score line like that, and then cut the rest of it off, because this is the back of our card, or the, you know, the back piece where we're going to do our matting and layering. And then you need to cut down, we're going to cut, well, first of all, cut out this segment, because this is waist segment. And as you can see on the sheets that I produced on my card kit, just get it back, I actually use that area there to make the matting and layering for the bottom pieces there, which actually go on the reverse. So we're just going to cut this section away because we don't need this. You could use it for something else, but like I say, that you could be making these large, so it's entirely up to you. But I quite like it having a big bit at the back and then smaller bits down there. Now, where we did that score line, we're only going to cut down to there. So the one next to the big section, and then this one, and we're only going to cut down to there, and then this one. And I like to do the cuts before I reinforce the score line, so you don't end up with really bad score lines where you're cutting. So we've got this now. So we made the score lines for our guide. So we scored at 1.5, and then we cut 1.5 down to that 2.5 mark line and cut away that piece there. So now we can reinforce our score lines that we've got on here. So this is obviously going to be the box shape. Like that. Thanks to everyone that subscribed to my channel and all your lovely comments. Thank you. Very kind. And then this would be folding over like that. And so we just pull it down this way. And that's where we add our matting and layering. So you can see it's quite easy to do. So you can see that's the box. You know, that is it there. And I'll show you how to put it together really easy. Got a mega good tip on that one. So that's our box done. Now your like where I've put my heart and everything will go on this bit, so we can do that in a moment. But you would turn it over to put your mats and layers, like where my picket fence is, on that bit there. And then what we need now, I did need my scoreboard, is we need 2 bits. Now I've gone a little bit under, see they tuck in, but I've gone a little bit under there because I didn't want it to protrude at the top, so that when it's closed you definitely won't see the mechanism in the bottom. But I like to make mine big. Now you can make them with bands, but to be honest with you, it gets more fiddly. I like them to be solid because it's easier to put them in. So score it at 1/2 there, and then at 4, or 1/2 inch from each end, however you want to remember. 1/2 and 4. So what that gives you is 3.5 now, which is the same size as the box, which is what we need. So I'm going to show you a really easy way to put these in. So you're going to fold, if there's a pattern and it's that way, fold that one backwards and that one forwards. Alright, backwards and forwards like that. That's how they're going to go in. And then this one backwards and this one forwards. Now because I made my side panel 1.5 inches, it actually works out really well. It's like I planned it. Oh, I did. So I always use wet glue when I'm making boxes. Sorry, I've got a little bit loopy. And I put the glue onto that tab that's going backwards. And I'm going to put that, not on the score line because the box needs to move, but up against the score line like that. Give it a smooth down. So if you were doing my one, then there'd be a whole long piece of daffodils on the top there that you've cut out. So that, and then fold that back that way. And then the same with this one. So you've got your bit that's going backwards, and you're going to put glue on that one. And then this one will go next to it. So what that's done is that's given us 3 equal segments. So we've got the front, the middle, the second middle, and the back. So you've got 4 equal segments there going through your card. So it's really nice and neat. And then we're going to lay this down. And the really cool thing about it, if you wait and do it this way, and to be honest with you, I sometimes decorate mine now and I probably would, like if I was you, I would put all your bits and pieces in, like all the little things that we're going to add in a minute, and your acetate bands and all of that. It's easier to get them in now before you seal it up. But I'm just going to show you because I know some of you won't want to know all the rest of it. You just may only want to know the mechanics. So we'll get the mechanics done. And then we'll continue with everything else to finish the card. And things like putting the back panel on. Things like that. That's what you need to be doing before you do this. And then because we've done that, we ignore that little first one there. And we just fold, so we're folding the card in half. Keep this tab down and those 2 forward. And then you're just going to squash it down. You need the glue to take. Give it, sorry, moving the camera. And then you'll see it's not taken. I'll need to wait. I'm really impatient, things like wet glue. I should have used a bit of tape, get it going. I think it's because there's a pattern on it, and I'm going to try and squash it the other way. So fold it the other way and give it a rub as well. Sorry, it's like you're on a boat watching me. So you can see there we've got our middle segments in. Put my hand there, you can see a bit better. So they're all in. But like I say, that's your mechanics. So if that's all you needed to know, then thank you for watching. But I'm going to show you how to put more of it together. Now here's another little tip for you. With your acetate, if you put acetate, on the, red liner tape on the bottom and on the top before you put it in, before you cut them down into little strips, it saves you trying to put little tiny bits of tape onto your acetate. So now we can cut the strips down and the tape's already end to end on it. So we've got a strip there. You can see now we can add that in. And if you're putting balloons or whatever you're going to put on there, you've got your acetate ready to go. So there's your acetate, but I'm going to show you some matting and layering. And this is why you needed to put things on first. I'm going to use wet glue so I can slide it down. So I'm going to put a back panel in. So what you need to do is cut these panels down to 1/4 inch smaller than what you've got. So I'll explain that. I'll get my ruler and show you what I mean. So this back panel here is 7 inches by 3.5. So you're going to cut that down. You can leave it to go full length at the bottom, but just cut it down 1/4 inch each way. And then do that on your panel. So this one is 2 by 3.5. So you'd cut it down to 1 3/4 by 2 1/4, etc, etc, and you just make them a little bit. That's if you want a border. Obviously you don't have to do that. If you don't want a border, then that's fine. So now we're going to add, I thought this was quite cool because it's like a little basket type paper and make it look like a basket. Do you know, these papers I bought at the range if you live in the UK, and I bought scrapbooking pads for £2.99, and they're 230 GSM, so they're actually card, and they're a bargain. I was like, oh yeah, I'll have me some of them. So that's what this is from. So just a couple of sheets of the cardstock, and it's double-sided as well, which is amazing. Great value. If you're not in the UK, sorry for the tease. So I'm just adding all my little mats in layers around sides like this. And you can see I'm a lazy crafter because when I designed mine, I made sure that I had all these mats and layers put in, but I drew them. And then I've got some little bits of floral here. So there is a pattern to this. It is that way. So this one's going to go on the front flap. You can see that's the reverse of this one. Great. Get yourself to the range. I need shares now, don't I? Sending everyone off. That one. I love a bargain. Can't beat a bargain, can you? And I love this because it reminds me of my time living in Australia. The hibiscus and bird of paradise. Just flop that over there. I know my daughter's watching this and she'll be going, well, come home then. Hi Laura. Hi Naomi. Hi Jared. Hi the rest of the family. There we go. So you can see already it's looking really cool, isn't it? So we've got all our little straps in there to do now. I love this. This is on that pad as well. A giraffe. So I cut it out, and you'll notice that I haven't cut it out. It's got all white lines around it. With the giraffe, I cut it out a little bit better. But with most of them, I left the white bits on it. So I'm going to pop my giraffe right on the front. So that's going on the back of the actual card there. Not going on the tabs yet. So I'm not even using the tabs. I'm just going to have him up a bit higher. Now, the one thing you have got to remember is when this is closed, you don't want him... Oh, my tab's come undone. So that glue's still not drying there. You don't want him to overhang that section. So as long as he's fitting there, if he's not, then just slide him back in a little bit more. That still hasn't glued. I'm going to put a little bit more glue in there. Bear with me. Right, I just went away and glued it, and I think it's dry now. I think it's just the coating on this cardstock, to be honest. The glue would definitely work. It's a brilliant glue. It's Pimflair's Glue It bookbinding glue, and I love it. So I've put that one in there, and then I've got this one cut out as well, and I thought, wow, that might look quite cool, because when we close it, if we have it so it's not over there, yeah, so I need to put it sort of central there. But what I'm going to do is just put glue on the front of it at the bottom, and then I'm going to glue it to the second tab along, well, the first. So not the front section where the giraffe is, but the one behind it there. So I'm just going to pop that one in there. Make sure it fits okay. Like that. So you can see, you just get so much dimension with these. They're really good fun, aren't they? And then you just continue. I've got a monkey here, and I thought, I've got to put the monkey. Got to put the monkey on an acetate. So just peel off that. Where's my pokey tool? Don't know. Pop the monkey on. Put him like that. And then he can be springing up at the back there, I think. We might have him over this side. It's got nothing over that side yet. So you can see how you just keep building up the card. I'm trying to find a pokey tool. I don't know what I've done with everything. Such a messy crafter. You guys messy. I'm terrible. And then I have to clear it all up before the puppy eats everything. Right, so your card's going to be folded. So if we're having the monkey on that back panel now, I'm going to pop that down there. And just make sure before I squash it in, I'm just resting against the back, that when the card's closed, he won't be disappearing off into the envelope world. Right, so just squash that down and he'll be attached now. I've got a bit of that red liner stuck to the acetate because it's static. So I just love how this is going. It's so much fun, isn't it? So we've got the little monkey there on a bit of acetate in the background. How cool is that? So you can see it's like looking really good. And then I've got all these little bits of flowers and everything, so you can just continue. You can put some more. I might just put that, glue the back of that one and just put it onto the band, so you don't have to use acetate. And it depends what you're doing and what you're using on what glues and everything else you're going to need to use. So I'm just going to pop that one down there. Why not? Because I can. Because it's mine. So yeah, just continue building it up. We'll stop the video there, but you can see you can add sentiments. You can also put a panel on the back or just write straight onto the back. So lots of scope there for things to do. But yeah, lots of fun to do, and like I say, any occasion. So thanks for watching, guys. See you again soon. Bye.